This is Newcap News.
The time has come to pack away your spring apparel and bring out the parkas and boots. When the temperature drops, everyone needs to be prepared, but for many, dressing for the weather can be a lot more difficult than pulling out a jacket from storage. Kira Lyons explains.
The olive tree is working hard to help keep their shelves stocked with winter clothing, but at this time of year, it's incredibly hard to keep up with the demand.
We have newcomers to Canada that aren't used to this weather, and we have lots of people who, a $100 or $200 snowsuit is a big deal. And so if we can help them with that, it's a big difference in their life.
We know how expensive to buy a new coat is, and so if you go to, any of the businesses in town, a new coat's really expensive, and so for some people that support would be really good.
Although all winter apparel is encouraged, children's suits, boots, and coats are what is in highest demand right now.
The need for warm winter gear for kids in this community is huge. I think people don't see the need maybe as much as it's really there. If your child has outgrown their snowsuit from last year and you don't have someone in your own family that could use it, please think about donating it.
Because the demand is so high and items so low, the olive tree has already blown through their budget trying to keep up.
We use donated gear, ski pants, jackets, toques, mitts, that sort of thing. And when we don't have the right size, we purchase it. So it's definitely a challenge, and it's a big cost for sure.
Go through your coats from your kids and from yourself that you don't use anymore and just bring them in. We love that good used stuff that's clean and ready to go, that doesn't have holes in it. And go through your kids' winter boots. And just bring them to us, and we'll put them out and sell them at a really reasonable price, and then people can get them.
Kira Lyons, Newcap News.
Local dancers got to experience a little bit of Los Angeles style last week, So You Think You Can Dance alum Blake McGrath was in the border city to teach young, aspiring dancers.
5, 6, 7, and 8, and 1.
This was Blake's second time teaching in Lloydminster. Dancers were excited to take his class, training in contemporary and jazz funk, focusing on strengthening technique and style.
Just as long as the kids are receptive and they have a good energy, and last time I just, I felt their love, and I felt like I inspired them a lot, so I wanted to come back and kind of create that again.
Parents and dancers braced the snowy roads driving from out of town just to take his class, knowing it's not every day you get to learn from one of the best in the dance industry.
We just think that it's an awesome opportunity for the kids to get training from that kind of choreographer. So yeah, that's why we came to Lloyd.
Any place I go, I just hope that the kids' eyes open up and they kind of say, oh wow, okay, I can do more, I can be more. That's what I try and instill in the kids.
Blake also taught at VIP Dance Convention in Edmonton over the weekend. One of the high points of Stockade Roundup is the accolade of Cattleman of the Year. For 2017, the Lloydminster Exhibition Association is acknowledging the community spirit of Werner and Chris Wennekamp.
Chris and I are extremely honored.
The Wennekamps ranch Devondale Stock Farm southwest of Lloydminster and have community roots from Maidstone to Lloydminster since the late 1960s.
It's pretty overwhelming, actually. Like, we never ever dreamt that we would get this award, and it's very honorable, but it's very overwhelming.
Werner and Chris's parents came out from Germany in the late 1920s, settling in Saskatchewan. The family is involved in the 4-H program. They have 4 kids and 9 grandkids. 2 of their children are vets. One is a geologist and the other a physiotherapist.
I think it's a good place for them to grow up because they really learned responsibility young. And I think that's why they went on to responsible jobs, is because they've always known responsibility, always worked hard.
The Wennekamps are thankful for the great support for the agriculture community in the Midwest. A dessert night and fundraiser took place in Marwayne this weekend, and the Vic Juba Theatre is hosting a classic albums event later in the week. Heather Clegis has the details in this week's edition of What's Happening.
Make sure you work up an appetite for tomorrow in Marwayne. St. Andrew's Church is hosting their annual Dessert Night fundraiser. They'll have delicious desserts and some great entertainment from the Elk Point Choir. Doors open at 6 o'clock at the Hall in Marwayne. Tickets are $25 each. Now is the perfect opportunity for you to pick up your tickets for a fundraiser that's coming up later on this month, Heroes for the Hungry. It's a fundraiser and dance, and it's going to feature live music from the Kenny Mac Band. It's coming up on Saturday, November 18th at the Legacy Center, and it's being hosted by the Lloydminster Social Action Coalition Society. If you want to get your tickets, you can stop by Cliff Rose for Clothes in downtown Lloydminster. As the snow starts to fall and the temperatures start to drop, we want to warm things up with some hot country. We want you to win a copy of Tim Hicks' latest album, Shake These Walls. He just released a brand new song from this album called Forever Rebels. You may have heard it on Real Country 95.9, and we want you to win a copy of this album. It's really easy. All you have to do is email your name and daytime phone number to tvcontests@newcap.ca. We want to say thanks to John at Universal Music Canada for setting us up with the music. And coming up on Thursday night at the Vic Juba Community Theatre, you've got a chance to check out something really neat. Classic Albums Live presents Hotel California. You can get tickets at the box office or online, vicjubatheatre.ca. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, I hope you have a great one. I'm Heather Klegus, and that's what's happening.
This is Newcap Sports.
Over the last 4 days, our Lance Phillips has discussed some very compelling topics with former NHLer Theo Fleury. In the final segment of his interview, Fleury continues discussing music and how his love of it landed him a very unique opportunity.
As the story goes, as the story goes.
But music is the one constant thing that we always have for the rest of our lives, right? You know, and I hear a Hank Snow song and I go, I remember where I was when I first heard that, you know, in my dad's car and we were going here, and, you know, or, you know, my grandpa playing a very famous Métis fiddling tune, Whiskey Before Breakfast. I know where I was, right? You know, that kind of stuff. And so, you know, I love the fact that we took a lot of my story and turned it into music. That's a really cool thing about music, is that you can take a thought, a word, an idea, a phrase, and turn it into like something really cool. And I have a couple of really great writing partners who are close friends, and they know me and they get me, right? And especially musically, you know, and we're really proud of the album, and you know, I love to perform, you know. It's a lot like hockey, you know, the lights come up and here you go, you know. So yeah, it's been a fun process, but, you know, more than anything else, you know, to my dad and my uncle and my grandpa, you know, who sort of gave us the gift of music, you know, this is like, you know, a thank you for, you know, giving me this gift, right? It is a gift. To be able to write and compose and, you know, all that stuff, it is a gift, so.
Came out in 2015. Do we see another Theo Fleury album in the future?
Yeah, we're working on a few singles right now. I actually, 2 months ago, wrote a song that's on the Madden football game called Long Shot. And it just came out 2 weeks ago. And we're in the process of writing the second song for Long Shot 2, which will be out on Madden 18 this year. So, and this guy I met at Mario Lemieux's fantasy camp. We were sitting beside each other, and I said, hey, so what do you do for a living? He goes, I build the Madden football game. I'm like, holy cow, that's really cool, you know? And then he called me 2 years after the camp, and he said, hey, so I was messing around online, and I saw, you know, you're doing some music. He goes, I really like it. He says, you know, I got this idea. Would you like to write a song for the Madden football game? I'm like, let me think about that. Yes, you know, and yeah, so called my buddy up. He sent us the parameters of what he wanted the song to be about, and you know, it was funny because my buddy knows nothing about football. He's a prairie boy he loves hockey, and so the song is about two brothers going to the combine in Indianapolis, right? And he thought a combine was a combine that you drive, and I'm like, no. So I had to explain to him, you know, what the combine was, and so we wrote this amazing song called Long Shot, and it's on the game, and people are listening to it, and there's people like YouTubing on guitar, like doing this song. So it's like crazy how it all happened.
I appreciate you taking time to sit down and chat today. I've followed your progress after hockey. I think it's an incredible story, the things that you've done, the career choice you've chosen, and not even chosen, just the one you found,
right?
Which I think is amazing, that I can relate to a lot. So thank you so much, Theo.
Thanks, bud. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I do too.
Thanks.
It's great to chat with you for a little bit. After watching you play hockey when I was a kid and kind of looking up to you when I was young, it's great to talk to you.
Yeah, thank you.